it's Nifa sitting here. I know this is not my typical video, but I feel like I always share everything I'm passionate about. Food, shoes, clothes, accessories. But there's also something else that I'm very, very passionate about that I feel like I never really talk about publicly, and that's blackness. I'm passionate about all things black, and I never talk about this publicly because I'm always kind of like nervous or maybe scared to offend the wrong people with companies that want to work with me. I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. Even the fact that I don't have all the facts. I'm not well versed in all the research, like the Underground Railroad, who killed Dr. Martin Luther King, all that stuff. But one thing I do know is racism. Racism is real. Injustice against black people in America and all over the world, it's real. And this is something that I talk about behind closed doors all the time with my friend Miriam and many other people. We both wanted to have like a conversation, two black women, to talk about what is going on around the world. And she's also a mental health professional. So yesterday I called Miriam and some of my other friends and also had like various conversations with Olu about what I've been saying. It's like I woke up and suddenly every company is all for Black lives. And that kind of annoyed me. Not because they're for Black lives, but a lot of the posts I saw, they were tone deaf. And it just felt like a PR stunt. I feel like many people posted not to be called out. I'm going to say some of the things that has been disturbing us. Brown hands and black hands holding hands.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say that anymore.
Yeah.
People writing, people of color. Who are people of color?
Yeah.
Like, just say we support black people. We're against injustice against black people. We're against police brutality against black people. Like, if you want to post, make sure it's something that's heartfelt. Make sure it's something that you actually care about. Like, I want to see people posting Black Lives Matter. That's what I want to see. I don't want to say, we're for justice and we're for people of color. What does that mean?
I think the biggest problem with like all of these like different posts and stuff is because everyone's trying to be politically correct. But because the times are not politically correct times, it's awkward. And I said that to a friend of mine who, like, she reached out to me in my DMs and we were just talking. I'm like, everything right now is awkward. It's like awkward for like white people. It's awkward for us. It's just awkward because finally we feel like liberated to like get everything off our chest and like talk about all the injustice we've been facing. But at the same time, it's just like, oh, all white people are like trying to like, you know, take it all in, but they really don't, you know. And then you have companies who, you know, everyone in their company is white pretty much, and you probably have sprinkled like one or two black people here and there, but at the same time they really don't know. So they're kind of like, do we include like Hispanic people? Do we include Asian people? Do we include all people of color? Like, or do we just say black?
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know, like you said before, it's kind of like, it's really tone deaf. And it gets to this place where it's kind of like we can feel that it's disingenuous, like it's not real, and we know that.
It's
like
so obvious.
Yeah, like you guys had your PR like write up this whole like script or whatever for people to just feel okay. Like it's frustrating.
And also, it's more than like the hashtag. It's more than just posting the black box that we're posting today. Yeah. Like, what are your plans? I know I saw a lot of people call out these companies in their comments, and I'm here for it. What are you gonna do moving forward? Like, seriously, because I feel like a lot of these people are just posting and that's the end of it. No, like you already said, say something real. Honestly, I prefer you say, hey, we've not been good at this. We actually suck at this, but I'm educating myself. I'm educating my staff. We're doing blase. Like, what are your action plan? Even if it's one. Like, henceforth, we're going to hire more blacks. Not just more black, like more qualified. And that's what people don't understand. When we talk about like hiring black support, no, the qualified blacks. That's what we mean. Not just any random person. And also, even the blacks that are in your company, are you going to promote them? Are they just going to be in the same position? Like, there's so many things. This is not just it's trendy right now, they just posted. No, what are you doing moving forward? Like, seriously. There's a popular blogger, I'm not going to say her name. I just stumbled upon her page. She has a huge following, and she posted something about how, I can't remember what she posted, but what they've all been posting, we're for justice, blase, black. And somebody called her out in a very nice, respectful way. It's like, okay, I'm glad you're saying this, but I hope you stick to this. Like, what are your plans? What are you going to do about this? Because when I look at your brand, I don't see black people.
Right.
Your brand does not represent diversity. Like, I hope after this, I start seeing more of that. Black bloggers, black this, black. And what did this girl say? The blogger responded and was like, oh, thanks for this. My brand represents color, size, and shapes, and blah, 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 and at her company. And I went on the company, no black person.
And here's the other
that
thing.
pissed me off.
Here's the other thing that's really getting me about a lot of these companies is the fact that they feel like they have to be so defensive. Like, and I feel like that's, and honestly, I feel like it's just a white people thing. Sorry. Like, they feel like they have to defend their privilege. Like, they have to defend, like, oh, well, I didn't ask, like, this whole concept of white guilt. Like, oh, well, I didn't ask to have privilege, or I didn't. It's not about asking. It's about becoming aware. Like, educate yourself. Like, get hip to the situation. Like, stop hiding behind this whole thing of, oh, well, I didn't. We're not pardoning you anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's high time.
Enough is enough.
Yeah.
I was livid because here's the thing: nobody is perfect. I get that. But this is what I'm saying. If you're talking about how I'm going to change, I'm learning, that's fine. But for you to say that your brand stands for diversity when it comes to color, shapes, and sizes, and what else you said, and you tag your brand, and it's literally all white people. All white people. Like, why even say that? And this, I feel like you're trolling us. Because it makes no sense. It's like you're trolling us.
It's definitely true.
It makes no sense. And people worrying about like aesthetics. Are you kidding me?
That's another thing. So I've been seeing a lot of Instagrammers it happened this morning. Like, so with the whole blackout thing, that's a whole issue on its own. Like, that's for a separate video. But like, there's a whole purpose behind that. And there's been a lot of stuff going on. This morning I got on Instagram and I was looking through like people's stories and stuff. And there was this like Instagram like influencer who's just been posting like normal, and she's black. And she's just been posting like her kids and like everything like normal. And I'm like, hi sis, feel the room. Like, this is not the time for us to be watching little Johnny play in paint or whatever little Johnny does since everybody's home right now. Like, this is like, we don't care. Like, we don't care. Like, what we care about is what's happening in the streets. What we care about is police brutality. That's what we care. What we care about is racism. What we care about is the fact that Donald Trump cleared the whole front of his White House with tear gas so he can go across the street and prop with a Bible for a photo. Like, that's what we care about. Like, we don't care that your pantry and your linen closet is cleaned up. Like, we don't care about that.
Somebody tweeted this, I think it was Melissa's wardrobe, and was like, look, you don't have to post. I'm not going to tell anybody to post. It's not on you to post. That's your prerogative. But if you don't post, I'm judging you. Like, seriously, because here are the facts, right? Black people are dying. This is just not like a new thing. This is what happens all the time. They even killed a man yesterday.
In Louisville, Kentucky. He was, may his soul rest in peace. But they said that he was such a community person. Like, he was giving out free food. He owned a barbecue restaurant, and he would feed the police for free, feed homeless people, feed community people for free. Like, he was such a giving person. He was well known in the community, and he just happened to be, around the protesters and all the stuff going on. And he was shot and left dead on the road for over 12 hours. And his very elderly mother had to come identify his dead body in the middle of the street where they killed him.
And the body cams of all the officers were off.
Yeah.
Were off. All this is going on, and you still feel the need to post your selfie or to worry about your page looking clean. Who cares?
Yeah.
Don't feel like we're saying that you cannot be our ally, but make sure it's real, because we can see through the fakeness. We can see through it. A lot of these brands are saying all these things. You scroll through, you don't see no black person on the feed. So it's like, who do you think you're fooling?
And then the language of people of color is like, what is that? Who are people of color?
Who that?
Right. Are you referring to like people who are part of like, Latina, or are you talking about African American people, like, or black? Like, who are you referencing when you say people of color? Because that's a lump sum of people. So also that like very vague language is annoying. Like, just say what you mean, or don't say anything at all. Like, just say it, pinpoint it, or just don't say it. And then people are protesting because people are dying, but then they're killing people who are protesting. Like, it's absurd.
It's absurd.
Like,
I don't get it. We'll never understand it. That's why we're fighting for this, because it's insane. It's crazy. And for you not to understand, it bugs me.
So some other stuff that's going on this week that's been kind of bananas is Trump and his Twitter fingers. So Trump has been tweeting all week, but has not addressed the American people. Like, he came out yesterday, or the day you guys are going to be watching this is not the day we recorded, obviously. But he came out earlier in the week and talked about like how he's going to deploy the National Guard, and he's been getting on governors and mayors and asking them to come out and, you know, do whatever they need to do to, you know, make sure that they're maintaining the law and order and whatever else. All of it is bananas. Like, Trump is literally the worst president. Like, I wouldn't even say the worst president we've ever had, but like probably the worst president in the history of the world. Because, I mean, you're talking to American people and you're saying when the looting starts, the shooting starts. Like,
yo, that was wild.
Like, you want to like straight up kill. Like, you are telling us that you are straight up about to do.
I read that. And I had to read it so many times because I thought it was fake.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, have you seen this mess?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it's been like the past couple of, like, have you seen this? Have you heard it? It's crazy.
Yeah. Like, Sean has gotten to a point, he's just like, stop sharing stuff with me. Yeah. Because he has a very low threshold for like all these kind of like social justice issues. I'm like, did you marry the social worker? But anyway, it's like, yeah, it's so cringy because you're like, where is the leadership? Like, where are the people that are supposed to be looking out for us? Like, where are they? I mean, granted, when we had our forever president in office, his hands were so tied, but he still did stuff. Like, he still like stood up for us. Like, he still came out and said, you know, necessary things that need to be said. He know how to use compassion. Like, so many things that our current Cheeto-in-chief does not do. It's like infuriating because I'm like, somebody get this man out of office. And on top of that, he had a photo op and was just like, okay, all the, you know, Secret Service and police people, y'all need to deploy all the tear gas because I need to get across the street for my photo op where I'm going to hold a Bible and pretend like I'm some, you know, noble leader. It was a nightmare. It was literally a nightmare. And you were telling me about your friend who got tear gas.
He went to the White House to protest some days ago. Next thing he knew, a police officer split his head wide open with a baton. Like, I don't even know what to say. I asked if it was okay. Of course it's not. He said it's not okay, but the fight must continue. It was physically assaulted. Crazy because people are trying to protest. Yeah. So it's like, if you lose is an issue. If you protest peacefully is an issue. People quote Dr. Martin Luther King, but a lot of y'all don't even believe in his ideology. So it's like,
oh my God, there's even a thread on Twitter about all these white men who are coming at Dr. Martin Luther King's children saying, oh, this is not what your dad would want. Like, your dad was a peaceful man. Like, he would want a peaceful protest. Like, not all this stuff. As if it's not the police in regular clothing. As if it's not white people that's doing all the looting. Granted, there are some people who are doing the wrong thing, right? But majority of it are police. Like, police who are doing all this to incite, like, all this extra violence. And it's sick. It is so sick.
Like, I was shocked the other day. Attorney General, I was shocked when it was like, the looting is actually, most of it is not done by black people. The left, right, or whatever it was. Sounds like, in America, y'all admitted to this on national TV, okay. But still, y'all incite violence on black people all the time.
From the beginning of time. Like, y'all literally came in, kicked out the Native Americans who are here in this land, kicked them out, wrote laws against them in their own, like, you wrote laws against them. Then you go and steal extra people from a whole different continent. You go and get them to bring them over here to build the whole country up.
The White House,
and then you write laws against them again.
People are tired. Let me let you know, black people were tired, we're frustrated. Yeah. And people don't know what to do anymore. Yeah. Tried the peaceful thing, tried everything. Tried the don't wear baggy clothes, don't wear a hoodie, don't like.
You can't even express yourself. Colin Kaepernick. My man has been out of a job for how long now?
May I say something?
Please.
So when I talk about me rolling my eyes at many companies this week, NFL is number one.
Heck yeah. Like, they owe him reparations. Like, we've been screaming for reparations. Nah. NFL, you owe Colin Kaepernick reparations, period.
Such hypocrites. Talk about something. We stand for this and for equality. So how come this man ain't playing football?
Like, majority of the NFL are black and brown men. Like, the majority. And this is, I'm about to get on the soapbox. But here is what I've been saying about this whole, like, oppression thing. It's a game of intimidation. White people are intimidated by our melanin. I've been saying that we are strong, we are resilient people, and it's pure intimidation. That's it. That's it. You got all these black and brown men playing NFL, playing in the NFL, playing in the NBA, and you guys cannot take a stand? Like Colin Kaepernick was saying something peacefully.
I can't. Like, I saw something, was it yesterday? It was like, if you know you're scared of black people, don't be a police officer. Something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, that in itself is powerful.
Mad facts. Yep.
And guys, we're not saying that all whites are racist. That's not what we're saying.
It's not a witch hunt. This is not, us being prejudiced or biased or anything. That's not what we're saying. We're expressing ourselves and expressing our frustration. And we really are trying to articulate the importance of you guys using your privilege for good. That's it.
Period. That's it. All right. So, I don't know about you, but I'm tired.
Yeah.
I feel like, obviously, this is not new to us. Like, to be black in America or anywhere, we face this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just a fact.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm tired.
Yeah.
I feel defeated. I feel let down over and over and over again. Will the cycle ever end? Will our kids have to go through this?
Yeah.
It's like, the whole thing is weighing down. I feel like after this, even now, black people, we need therapy every day. Every single day.
Yeah.
One thing that's been kind of helping me out is me not watching the news, but I'm on social media and I see it. I know on Sunday I did a post and I'm just like, guys, don't forget to unplug. And somebody was like, can black people honestly ever unplug?
Yeah.
I was like, sis, you're right. You're absolutely right. I'm frustrated. I'm sad. I'm tired. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Like, one of the things that's been helping me out is talking to you. I read something some days ago and it's like, make sure you stay in contact with your black friends. And I've been doing that, not just Miriam, like some of my close black friends, talking to Olu. It makes me feel better, like connecting with somebody that goes through what you're going through, that has experienced this, who experiences this on like a daily basis. It's a lot.
You definitely have to prioritize, and that's one of the bigger things that I've been kind of pushing on my platforms. Is you have to prioritize yourself. Everybody knows what works for them, and everybody knows when they get into this place of unwell. And with all of the information overload that we're seeing on social media and news, like I still watch news and it gets overwhelming. And I just feel like all the way around, I just feel exhausted, right? Like I've been working from home. I literally sit on my couch probably like 10 hours out of the day. It's just like, you just feel so drained because you're like having information after information after information. So definitely make sure you're really checking in with yourself. And that's one of the bigger things in, trying to heal and trying to, work through everything that's happening now. You have to check in with yourself. You have to reach out to your supports. You have to lean on the people around you who understand and the people around you who are willing to listen to you, because what's going on right now, it's devastating. Even to just watch murder, literally watch murder on national television is traumatizing. But we're watching it over, like they're playing this video over and over and over. You've seen it on social media. You've seen it on the news. When CNN was showing it, like I was watching CNN for like 4 hours. I think I saw that video. I mean, every time I would just leave because I still can't watch the video.
Yeah, I can't watch it.
Yeah, I cannot. I can't.
To be honest, I hate when things like this happens. I hate that those kind of videos circulate.
Oh yeah.
I can't stand it. But if it doesn't circulate, it will never bring attention to such cause. Like if the video never came online, I don't think all this would happen.
Right.
I don't watch those kind of videos. And even what you said about healing, it's like, how can we heal when there's so much injustice? Even like we spoke about the protest like some minutes ago.
Yeah.
So y'all probably saw this in Atlanta. There was a couple driving. So they have like a 9 p.m. curfew. This was either the day after or the day of the curfew started. So many people might not have known, or maybe they knew, but there was a lot of protesting going on. And at 9:15 p.m., 15 minutes after the curfew, there was traffic. They racially profiled these people. They were harassed by police officers, forcefully taken out of their cars. They were tased.
Yeah.
I believe they messed up their car also. I mean, thank God 2 of them were fired the following day, but it just lets you know, it's like, what can we do? Yeah. Even when you're protesting peacefully, this were never protesting.
Yeah.
They were not, they were trying to
get home.
Yeah, I'm guessing
get
home,
away.
They were leaving,
yeah.
But it was so much traffic. What really, really stood out to me was this. They were being filmed and they didn't care. To me, that says a lot.
Yeah. So a lot of questions that I've kind of gotten, and a lot of things that people are, because everyone feels like, oh, if you don't go to the protest, you're not doing anything. If you're not posting on social media, you're not doing anything. While I have my own thoughts and biases about those things, I do think it is important for us to be doing something. Like, no one's platform is too little to speak up. No one's money, no one's $1, $2, $5 is too small to go towards these grassroots, activist organizations. Please do something. Like, we're gonna put some information on the screen for you guys for different places you can donate, different petitions you can sign. Like, signing a petition is free. You do not have to pay. Just literally take less than 2 minutes.
You can also subscribe your email from the list after you do the petition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because people always complain about that.
Yeah, that gets on my nerves. I just signed in on subscribe immediately.
Yeah. So you can sign the petitions. There are a lot of them going around, but we'll add the ones that are kind of like the big ones that are getting a lot of signatures that we trust. You can, there's so many different things you can do. You can speak out. You can have conversations with your friends and family members. I think that's the biggest impact, honestly, because if we are able to talk to people around us who have certain ideologies and debunk them, like, there's nothing like it. Like, it's like you are impacting more people, because once that person finally gets the reality and the understanding of what's going on, they're going to tell other people, and that's how the word kind of spreads, and they're going to tell other people, and because everyone's talking about it, right? Everyone's talking about it. People have so many different things to say, but everyone's talking. Mm-hmm. So we can kind of change some of these ideologies and some of these, stereotypes and generalizations people are having. I feel like that's going to be a huge impact.
Yeah, and like you said, with me, at first I was kind of nervous. I've always kind of wanted to do, not like now more than ever, to like do videos like this or talk about things like this on my platform, but just like, oh, I don't want anybody to look at me like, well, that's not what I follow her for. What does she know? She's been a hypocrite. All she does is talk about shoes and clothes, and that's not the case. I talk about all things Black outside of blogging all the time. You can ask her. Like, we'll be on the phone for hours, sometimes in person, just talking about issues like this, because it's a lot. And I just want to just use your platform, like Miriam has said, like whatever it is. Even if you have 1 follower, if you have 10 followers, 100,000, use your platform. If you don't feel comfortable making a video like this, because trust me, after making a video like this, something, I don't know, brands been now want to work with me and things like that, which is fine, because if you don't want to work with me because of videos like that, that's fine. I don't want to work with you either. Like, if you don't want to, there are many things you can do. Like she said, school people. You can educate people if you feel like it. On social media this week, I've seen so many people, like especially on Instagram, share on their stories. Like, oh, here are books you can read. Or people will make posts on how to educate different people, and they'll just literally share it. Mm-hmm. So just whatever you can do, just do it. Educate people. Donate if you have money to donate. Reshare things. Sign petition. Everything she has said.
Yeah. So in addition to like all those other things, like non-Black, non-brown people, of course, like you guys. And here's something that I always think of when people are kind of like, well, Black people have been doing the work for so long, and we've been, trying. Honestly, I personally don't see anything wrong. Like, if somebody that's white or someone who's, a non-Black person reaches out to me asking me for, what they can do or resources, I send them these lists of things they could do, but I also direct them into direction of, okay, look up this, listen to this podcast, look at whatever. Again, there's some people who might feel like, I'm not doing that because I've been doing this work forever. You were telling me about Ava DuVernay, and
so I understand what you're saying. If someone asks me for such, it's my personality to send them the information. Yeah. But somebody said something that, and I don't want to misquote her, but they said that somebody asked her one of those questions that we keep saying, how can we be your ally? How can white people help Blacks? And she was like, look, that's not my job. Yeah. Which is the truth. I ain't teach you about racism. Yeah. That's not my job. As a Black person, we carry so much already. Yeah. My job is to survive. Yeah. Every day we wake up in a survivor mode. At the place of work, in traffic, in church, everywhere. Yeah. My job is to survive. And I feel like, look, when some of these white people want to imitate black culture. They don't ask us.
Yeah,
they do their research. That's what you can do. If you truly want to change, you do research.
That's
like true. When they want to learn about how to sound black, act black, they don't ask us. When the new hip hop TikTok dance comes out, they do it.
Yeah.
So y'all can take the same energy and do such. And like I said, the way I am, if someone asks me, I'll try to educate them one way or the other. But we need to stop waiting for black people to teach people about racism. You figure it out. If you're the racist, figure it out. If you're only using your white privilege to benefit you, figure it out. If you don't know much about what we go through, figure it out. Do your research. Read books. There are documentaries. You can watch the Malcolm X documentary on Netflix. There's so many things you can do. That's just, I feel conflicted as a Christian because we're meant to love our neighbors as ourselves, forgive people. If someone slaps one cheek, turn the other side. What would Jesus do? But it's tough in this situation. And now more than ever for me, and I don't know why. I know why, but just like, I just feel conflicted now. I don't know if you go through the same thing.
Yeah, I do. And especially when we're talking about like what's right and wrong, because we always want to paint things like black and white. And I don't feel like anything in this situation is black and white. So I feel like with us trying to like paint things like, I don't know. But I do know that like my faith definitely is helping me get through
Definitely.
this.
Like my devotions, personal time with God, talking to other people about it, where we share, like people where I share similar views with, ways you can help out. Like shop black. This is something I started last year. I started making a conscious effort of supporting black businesses. So like usually with my nails, I've been using the same black nail person, technicians for like many years. With my hair, with certain things, even my wedding, it was like all black vendors. So just be mindful of that. Also, if you know a company is not for you, don't shop them. For example, Zara. So I've known for a while now that Zara doesn't really stand for us. Some of this companies, I'm never gonna say that they're racist. They don't support black people. You want to know the best way to know, go through their feeds and see if they post images of black people. I'm not saying just because you post images of that you're
for black.
Right. But that is like one of the easiest ways to spot it. So last year I boycotted Zara for like a few months, and after a while I went back to shopping. But yesterday they posted something that really pissed me off, and I called them out on my IG stories. I was just like, yeah, I'm done. And I'm only saying this to hold myself accountable, so that like 6 months down the line when I'm like on Zara's website, I'll be like, oh stop, they're gonna drag me. So that's what I'm trying to say. Or even the affiliate company I use for like my links, or the affiliate links, I'm looking for a new one. Unless they make changes. If I see changes that I trust, then sure, I'll shop with you. But that is another way. Like, why give them money if you know they don't support you? And and
I was gonna say, like, we just really want to empower you guys to do that, like to not shop with places you don't feel comfortable with. And if you don't feel comfortable and you still like their products, then call them to action. Like, ask them, okay, this is how I'm feeling and I want to give my money to you. What are you planning to do about this? I feel like you don't support black people. How do you plan to change that? How do you plan to start supporting black people? Because me and my other black friends are going to stop shopping with you guys, and you're going to miss the black dollar. And you got to hit them where it hurts.
Maybe I'll do that for Zara. Maybe, that's actually a good idea. Maybe I'll do that for them. Because I've actually seen many influencers do this. Like, Paola is one of the people I love following. She posted yesterday, she emailed a company. I guess she had a campaign that was maybe this week or soon. And she's like, I don't feel comfortable going ahead with this campaign right now because of everything that's going on. And while we're on this subject, what are your plans for people like me, for brown people, for black people? And I love that because those are conversations we need to have. And also, I want you to know, if you continue to shop with these people, I'm not going to cancel you. Do what you think is right. I only share that example because there's so many things we can do. A lot of times we think, oh, I don't know what to do, or my platform is not about like social justice. What should I say? Just say something. You know what to say. Just say something. There's so many people out there like you that you can touch. And lastly, I can't believe we forgot this. Vote.
You have to vote.
Vote. Use your voice, please. And there's a website I'm going to post underneath that I actually just found out about today. I posted it on my IG stories earlier today. One of my friends, I was trying to figure out the voting stuff, like when is the last time to cast your ballot, all these things, and it just seems so difficult. So I was like, maybe I'm slow, I don't know. So I was just like, let me call.
It's set up that way.
I was like, let me call I called one of my friends that's like, like she's extremely smart, and we're on the phone for over 15 minutes trying to sort this out, and she was pissed. Like, we're both annoyed, and she's like, this is what they're meant to teach in school. Like, voting should just be easy. So the website lets you know, like, all the information you need. All you do is put in your address, and it lets you know the resources you need in your area, who the candidates are, which is very important, because a lot of times you go to vote, you're thinking, I'm just going to vote for 2 people, and you get into like 5 randoms. No, it's your time to research and see if their views aligns with yours, because a lot of times people just focus on the presidential election, and it's more than that. Like, the local is actually very, very important, because these are people who make decisions that affects you and I, that affects our community. So please, I beg you, if you can vote, please vote. Exercise that power, exercise that right. You don't have to do a video, but vote.
Please vote. So in addition to all the things you can do, like, signing the petitions, supporting Black businesses, speaking up, sharing your thoughts and feelings, is also talking to the people around you, talking to your friends and family members, letting them know how you feel, what's going on, educating them. Like, a lot of times we, hoard information because we kind of feel like people have, they have opposing views, or they don't agree, or they don't understand.
Or it's common sense.
Right. Or it's common sense, but that is especially when you need to really have these conversations, because people really need to hear, opposing views, and they need to hear the truth, and they need to hear, this is what's going on, this is what's causing it, what do you think? Oh, you don't think that? This is what I think, and rub minds together, because that's the quickest way to spread information, is through word of mouth. If you educate somebody on, all of the injustice that's going on right now, that person, will take that information and share with somebody, and share with somebody, and share with somebody. Especially as Africans. Like, I have like straight up Nigerian parents, and this whole issue of, injustice on Black people and all that, this is something I've had to, educate them on time and time again. And even recently, like, my mom, I was very surprised when me and my sister were talking about going to the protest. My mom, normally she would not be okay with that. She would be like, nope, you're not going. Going where protest, they're killing people, they're doing, tear gas, you're not going. But then it's like, now she's a little bit more enlightened, and she was kind of like, well, you guys feel like it's important to you, cover you guys with the blood of Jesus, and, that whole thing. So, again, it's just really important for us to, rub minds with one another and talk, and just really talk about the hard stuff, even if it might cause an argument, even if it might cause a disagreement.
Or people to feel uncomfortable. And all my African friends out there, all the Africans, this is not a Black American thing. This is not an Akata thing. And some calling people Akata, I hate that word with a passion. Anybody that knows me, don't say that word around, because I'm gonna ignore you. The same, Akata means stubborn animal. The same way you don't want anybody calling us Africans monkey or African booty scratchers. Please don't do it. That's so ignorant and so rude. This is a Black thing. We need to stand together. Like, stop judging, stop thinking you're better than the Black Americans. No, when this comes see us, or when some of these racist people see us, they see a Black person. They don't care if you're born in Alabama, if you're born in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Sierra Leone, they see one color. That's it. I hope we were able to educate you guys on this subject. I don't regret doing this. I was a little nervous at first, but I'm so happy. And to get to do it with Mimi, it means the world to me.
Thank you, sis. It just feels really good and really liberating to just share and just talk about what's on our hearts and talk about
what we feel. I mean, I was talking to one of my friends yesterday. She was like, "This is what you feel. Like, you can. There's no right or wrong. This is just it is what it is. Like,
and it's like we're having a one-on-one conversation with each of you. So if we were having that, then what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with it, So it's been a long video. So we're going to go ahead and end. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, please make sure to click the subscribe button. And if you're not new here and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe.
And I'm going to link Mimi's YouTube link below.
Likewise. And I'll link her YouTube link below. So you guys, stay well, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Power to the people.
Bye. See you
guys.
later.